Hi, this is Jeff Dabrowski with Edge at America, where today I'll be interviewing Jonas Sørensen, and we're at Winners International. Cut right to the chase. Will you win the Amber Flight Month at Mohawk with Autumn Escapade?
Oh, that was a tough question. I mean, I think she can be right there. She's won the elimination good, and she came out of the race really good, so I think she should have a shot. I mean, there's some nice horses in there, so we got to have some luck on our side too, but I think she should be able to be right there.
David Miller is one of the leading drivers in the game. His wife Misty owns this mare, which they bought in September of 2008. She won $34,000 before the year end. She's made $214,000 for them last year. She has $83,000 this year. If she wins the Amber Flight, that's another $175,000. Is that a constant? Is that a good investment? And do you usually see that kind of investment and go well in the horse business?
I think that's they've done a pretty nice investment there. I mean, she's a nice mare, and she made them some nice money, and me too, for that matter. So I think that's a good investment.
You've had her since May. What kind of horse is she? What's she like to be around, and how's this experience been?
She's a very nice horse to be around. I mean, we had her last year too, and then when we go south for the winter, David and Misty takes her over and trains her themselves for the winter, and then when we come back up north again, we get her back. So I think she's a very nice horse. She's a very nice older mare to be around. I mean, she's good on the track. I mean, good mannered. Just an overall nice horse to be around. She's nice to sit behind. I mean, at home she's kind of lazy and don't pay much attention to anything. You kind of have to tell her twice to do her work out here. But when she goes racing, she put a game face on, and it's a total different horse.
She's out of an Ohio stallion, but you've been to the big sales. Based on what you remember her looking like back then, what would she have brought at a really good sale? What kind of horse do you think she was as a young horse? I
didn't see her as a yearling, so I couldn't tell you what she looked like as a yearling. I mean, she's a good-looking mare now, but I mean, it's a mare that made $360,000 is a good-looking mare. That's no matter if she's ugly or not.
There's not a lot of opportunities. We were talking before just about racing in general, but there's not a lot of opportunities for older trotters. What do you have, trotting mares? What do you have on her schedule for her?
So she got the Amber Flight now Saturday, and then we do have the Peretti Matchmaker if she has enough money to make it in there. Then we got the Aldridge in Kentucky, and we have the Miss Versatility that goes from Tioga to and ends with the final in Delaware.
Your favorite horse, Hot Shot Blue Chip. How's he doing and how is he progressing?
I think so. I mean, he got, after our little setback with him here, he came back. We got 2 starts under his belt. He trotted in 52 and changed both times. Last week out, I think Miller overdrove him a little, so he lost him right before the wire, but I don't think that was the horse's fault, actually. I mean, I hate to blame it on David, but I think he has to take the blame for that one.
Well, any other horses, I called him your favorite, but any other horses down in your barn that we should be looking out for? Any horses that we might surprise and kick up before the year's out?
I think my 3-year-old colt there, Temple of Doom, is flying under the radar pretty good for everybody. I mean, he's only won 1 race, but I think he's going to be a player for the year.
What made you decide to become a trainer?
I started out racing ponies back in Sweden, so I drove my first race when I was 7, and then it kind of went on from there. Came over here as a groom and got lucky, and now I got my own business.
What's the difference in training horses in the racing we're seeing in Europe versus the racing we're seeing in the United States, or is there any?
Oh, that was a very tough question. I mean, it's they don't race for the same money as we do over here, and but I mean they do have some nice races over there too. But the only thing we see over here is all the big races from over there. I mean that's like, I mean, we see the Meadowlands Pace, the Hambo, and the Jug. But I mean that's the same over there. The only people that sees is the Elite Lop and some of the other big ones, and then all the small races kind of just nobody knows about.
Are they struggling just as well on those smaller races than we are?
I think so. I mean, trainers at home are struggling too, so it's not an easy business over there either.
Well, Jonas, I want to thank you for having me here today at Winners International, and we hope to see the rest of you out there on the edge.